teaching yesterday was on. And it was on because it says, but for us also, to whom it shall be imputed. So that's why most people need to understand when something is imputed to you. Because the same thing with Adam and Eve, to where sin was imputed to us. It was imputed and then it shows on us because it's showing in the flesh. So these things is saying the same thing, but you got to remember, you have to be doing something to achieve what you try to have imputed to you. Because it's saying if, providing. So this is providing something if you want something to be imputed to you. Providing we believe on him that raised up Yahushua our Lord from the dead. Now we know this is all speaking in an entirely different language which we need to understand. And many people look at this as what they will say, what they believe is that he raised up a physical man. And we know that's not true because the Most High is not trying to take flesh and then raise flesh up again. That actually makes no sense. But this is what most people believe. They believe that he raised up flesh again. First he killed it, then he raised it back up again. And that's not the truth. It's not what happened. But he raised up Yahushua our Lord from the dead, who was delivered for our offenses. So a lot of this stuff we need to understand what was going on for our offenses, because we the one that created the law. The reason the law was created by us, because we was the one that was in sin. So that's what he's talking about altogether. And was raised again for our justification. He was raised again for our justification. So what was he raised up? What was he brought up again for our justification is what we got to get into. And that's why we had to do that teaching yesterday, to where we can get a lot of that explanation, get a lot of that understanding to see what's going on. So when we look at this, and Paul is not talking in pieces where he's going to tell you one thing and then okay, now let's go way over here. We're going to talk about something that's a 360 degrees. No, what he's doing, he's building a foundation of a conversation to which you can understand where he's coming from and what he's actually trying to show to you. Same as we seen yesterday, Paul knew both doctrines. Paul knew the doctrines of the fathers as well as the doctrine of God. So he knew both, but he was jealous towards the laws of God, so he taught mainly the laws of the fathers. And then once he was so expert at this, he was a technician at doing this, then he was able to go into those synagogues and to even get those people who was teaching about God, get them to blaspheme on God, which then later he would sit there and he would give his word to why they should.